What's up, everybody? Today you rocking out with Buzz to review, and today we diving into some serious issues in Hollywood. Abuses of power. Abuses of power in the recent lawsuit against Tyler Perry by actor Derek Dixon. Now, Derek Dixon is one of his employees, one of the actors that played on The Oval. And The Oval is a pretty good show. And Derek played on other little things before he got to that role. So it's kind of funny how in the industry they take you through these levels. But with these levels, we got a backstory. And it's sadly, entertainment has a long history of powerful figures exploiting expiring talent. My bad, talent. And that is what they do. When you have power and you have the talent, that power just predator. They come towards you and they bring all these things because they know where you're trying to be at in your career. And if you really want to be there in your career, they tell you what it takes, and it's up to you to say yay or nay. Think Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Spacey, and others. They cases were career with linkage to abuse of people, like just for a long time doing people wrong. So, this is why sometimes these things come out, but then we have scandals as well. These scandals unscore the systematic and toxic the environments can be where you working at. So, when you have somebody that's got the power over you and that's your boss and they have that control to say, hey, no, you do this. No, you got to do this, or come in tomorrow at this time and stuff like that. That's cool when it's containing to work. But when it's containing to sexual aggression and sexual abuse, that's something totally different.
Lawsuit and what it could mean for the movie mogul. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. So to start off, Dixon is suing Tyler Perry, the individual, as well as his production studio. That studio is called TPS Production Services, LLC. That stands for Tyler Perry Studios in Action, LLC. And he is looking for $260 million. Dixon, who portrayed a lead role in Perry's show called The Oval, is claiming 10 causes of action for the civil suit. Quid pro quo sexual harassment, work environment sexual harassment, workplace gender violence, violation of the Bain Act, a California law that protects against violation of someone's civil rights through force or coercion, sexual battery, sexual assault, negligent retention, intentional infliction of emotional.
Man, old boy in the picture kind of looked it like he was kind of, on the other side. You know what I mean? He didn't look like manly man. So, I don't know. Let's check it out.
Distress and retaliation. Let's get into this lawsuit. The complaint starts off by saying, quote, this case arises from a sustained pattern of workplace sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation perpetrated by Tyler Perry, a powerful media mogul, against plaintiff Derek Dixon, a professional actor and screenwriter. Mr. Perry is an American actor, filmmaker, and playwright who has built one of the most successful careers in the film and television industry. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, only to subject him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when Mr. Dixon did not reciprocate Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. These events occurred.
So Dixon said quid pro quo pressure. Dixon claims Perry promised roles and career growth, then escalated to sending sexual messages. Like, basically like courting, like, okay, let's see how far he'll go for his career type thing, you know. And then multiple assaults, allegations, like Perry entering Dixon's guest room when he asked Dixon to spend the night because he was loaded or something, and he said he woke up and Tyler Perry was in the bed with him, type of thing. So it says allegations include Perry entering Dixon's guest room, groping him forcefully, forcefully, my bad, removing his underwear and touching him inappropriately in June of 2021, among other incidents that happened. So it was basically like, hey, if I give you this motherfucking raise, you gonna let me do what I gotta do and shut up about it, And I know you like it, like forcing him, and forcing a hostile work environment. When Dixon refused, he says Perry retaliated, threatening to kill off his character in the Oval film. Now, everybody know he did get killed off. So I guess, it's probably some truth to that because he did get killed off. His character got killed. Reducing screen time and eventually, messing up his career, you know what I mean? Because he already had his marbles in one bowl. So, and the damages that dude won, he's suing for $260 million. Do you think that this lawsuit is worth $260 million just for groping or sexual harassment?
Wanted advances. These events occurred while Mr. Dixon was employed as a series regular on the Tyler Perry show, The Oval. And while Mr. Perry
So the Oval. Have any of y'all seen Tyler Perry's The Oval? It's a pretty good show. Pretty good show. And oh boy, he a pretty good actor. And Tyler Perry, he gets good actors. So yeah, he worked on that show, and I guess things went wrong because he was killed off the show. So I don't know if this is a revenge thing, but we'll see. Let's just keep listening.
Perry held direct control over his employment, compensation, and creative opportunities. This lawsuit even compares Perry to some other infamous celebrities who have been called out for their behavior in the past. Quote, just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, Roger Ailes, and many others in the industry, Mr. Perry's success has led him to believe that money and influence can get him whatever he wants. That belief slowly transformed into the false idea that Mr. Perry can get whomever he wants. According to the lawsuit, Dixon was working as part of an event staff at a party that Perry was hosting in Atlanta when Perry noticed him and offered him the chance to audition for a part in one of his hit TV shows in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. As Dixon spent more time with Perry, he says that Perry would flirt with him through text messages and his advances became more aggressive. Dixon claims that he was invited to Perry's Georgia home where he and Perry drank together. When Perry told him he was too drunk to drive and offered him his guest bedroom, Dixon says he accepted. But then he claims that while he was asleep, Perry climbed into bed with him and tried to initiate sex. Dixon says he tried to distance himself from Perry.
Why do grown men always find themselves in a setting that ain't for grown men? You know what I mean? Like, two men shouldn't be drinking together like that in that type of setting, and then motherfucker gotta spend a night at your house. Like, man, ain't your wife there? Like, this the type of stuff that kind of make you think, like, bro, I don't believe that. Well, hey, sometimes things are strange and they get deep, but dang, bro, like, we just sitting up drinking together with a female, with my wife, with your woman. What's going on? What we doing here?
Perry, but he was offered a role on Perry's show, The Oval. The lawsuit then reads, Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Tyler Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with the sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would die in the next season. Indeed, Dixon's character Dale was shot 4 times in the chest at the end of his first season on the Oval, and Perry always held this over Dixon's head, implying that Dale would survive if Dixon kept Perry, quote, happy. According to the complaint, Perry had made it clear to Dixon that he would kill characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. During the pandemic, Dixon says Perry convinced him to stay in one of the houses that was part of Tyler Perry's studios, quote, in or around April of 2020, and while Dixon was living in the studio homes on set, Perry often coerced Dixon to drink alcohol and then get on the phone with Perry. Perry would frequently have someone drop off alcohol at Dixon's door. Perry would eventually turn these phone calls into sexually explicit rants. Perry would get frustrated with Dixon and tell Dixon that he was not giving Perry, quote, what he needs. Dixon's refusal to succumb.
So, are these guys having relationships? And then when a person want to jump back in that closet, I don't know, man. It seems like these cats having relationships, and then when somebody don't get to keep going with the relationship, whether it's heterosexual or the other way, it's gonna be somebody get mad because they world changed because they not around you no more. They not getting what they were getting.
To Perry's sexual advances caused Perry to be ever more frustrated. Eventually, Perry warned Dixon that if Dixon told his castmates about the harassment, Dixon would be opening himself up to lots of, quote, questions and foolishness, and demanded that Dixon not discuss any of their conversations with his castmates. Dixon's lawsuit also listed out some of the sexual commentary by Perry that Dixon claimed he experienced while filming The Oval in 2020. This is what he says that Perry told him. Dixon said that Perry told him, quote, that he liked being choked. That was after Dixon's character was choked by a cast member in a scene on The Oval. Perry also allegedly said, why do you twist your hips when you walk? How can I get a day of Dixon? When will you be thick again? I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person who flirts with me, and I've been trying to put that energy somewhere else, but everything is sexual on this stuff. The lawsuit also contained numerous text messages from Perry to Dixon, some of which seem to have been sent when Perry was intoxicated, and if Dixon didn't respond according to the complaint, Perry would hound him. Dixon also claims.
You see, this isn't just a celebrity feud. It highlights a broader ongoing problem in the entertainment business, where fame and power is weaponized now. With Dixon filing a formal EEOC compliant in 2024 and stepping away, he stepped away from the job and he had got all them advances. So that's what made them look at it like, wait a minute, he stepped away from some money. But sometimes it's a bigger motive than the money that you're getting. So he stepped away with a little response. The case shows that these abuses often go unaddressed for far too long. They just happen and people be quiet, and then it seems like when a person advances in their career, that's when they come after them.
Hound him. Dixon also claims the harassment turned physical. Quote, on multiple occasions, Mr. Perry sexually assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Mr. Dixon told a drunken Perry no and attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly onto Dixon's wrists. Mr. Dixon was only able to escape after de-escalating the situation by abruptly changing the subject. The day after the assault, Mr. Perry called and texted Mr. Dixon relentlessly, saying, tried you, call me, and I really need to talk to you. Please call me as soon as you can. And finally, when Mr. Dixon answered Tyler Perry's call, Mr. Perry profusely apologized for the sexual assault while blaming it on other things. Perry continued, quote, he didn't know why he would do that. Maybe he was self-sabotaging. On the very same call where he apologized for the sexual assault against Dixon, Perry told Dixon, quote, and don't worry, we're going to do your show, referring to the pilot that Perry knew Mr. Dixon had desperately wanted to produce. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Dixon got a call from Perry's lawyer saying that Christmas had come early and that Dixon was getting a substantial raise and the show was greenlit. Perry's attorney explicitly warned Dixon not to tell any other actor on the show about Dixon's raise because no other actors were getting a raise, only Dixon. Later in the lawsuit, Dixon's lawyers write, in or around April 2022, before beginning to shoot the next season of The Oval, Perry called Dixon to discuss the June 2021 sexual assault. On the phone call, Perry lectured Dixon about how Dixon was overreacting to the sexual assault because of prior sexual assaults in Dixon's life. Perry said that there was a misunderstanding and miscommunication and that Dixon needed to say no stronger. In other words, Perry blamed Dixon for the sexual assault, claiming that Perry felt that Dixon's no was really a yes because Dixon did not say no strongly enough. Dixon says he finally, quote, woke up to the fact that Perry was allegedly stringing him along about working with him on his own show to keep him around to be sexually harassed. In 2024, Dixon reported Perry's alleged conduct to the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. According to the lawsuit, after reporting the sexual harassment, defendants, which is Perry and his studio, did not make any investigation into the complaint and did not take any steps to prevent further harassment from occurring. Because defendants took no action to prevent further assault or harassment, Dixon had to quit.
As this lawsuit unfolds, it sparks important questions. How can the industry better protect talent from abuse of power? That's a good one right there. How could they protect people in the workplace that somebody have so much power in the industry where they can destroy your whole career that you've been working for since college, since you started, years ago, and they take all that from you because of their power? What reforms are needed to empower the victims, like the people that has been done wrong and they scared to speak up? Because a lot of people are scared of these powerful people, and a lot of these people have been threatened by money, and the power of it. This is about the end of it, man. Y'all, please drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's start a respectful change and driving conversation in the comments. If you like it, please like and please subscribe. This is Buzz 2, and we're going to end it on this note.
Working on the last season of The Oval. Dixon did so even though he was under contract to finish filming and stood to make close to $400,000. Dixon did not want to be sexually harassed or be placed in danger of a sexual assault again. Defendant then retaliated against Dixon. Defendant told Dixon if he quits and told the other actors why he quit, he would be in breach of his contract. Defendants told Dixon that the only way out was to portray his departure from the show as a medical leave due to the emotional distress caused by the sexual harassment. Instead, defendant made the leave of absence unpaid and therefore terminated plaintiff's employment, causing Dixon additional loss of income and insult. But Tyler Perry is fighting back. In a statement, an attorney for Perry reportedly said the allegations are a, quote, scam. The attorney went on to say, "We are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail." The attorney, who according to TMZ is identified as Matthew Boyd, said in full, "This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment